In progress.
Hello. Hello, hello. We're getting this down. A little wobbly there. Sorry. Hello, hello. So, okay, we are on our yama again. We're still talking about the yamas. Remember, yamas are the basic philosophy of yoga, right? We learn sort of the guidelines, the guideposts, the commandments, if you will, of how to live a righteous life, how to live a life where we can be walking towards that freedom, free in our bodies, free in our minds, free in our spirits. So I am Kim Wade. I am the founder of Inner Gaze Yoga and the Inner Circle group, Healthy Habits for Wild Women Over 40. If you are enjoying these ponderings with me, please subscribe to the channel. Just hit subscribe and you'll get notified when these videos come out. If you're following me on Facebook or Instagram and you're wanting to get my emails, my blogs, to hear about workshops and retreats and classes that are coming up, please subscribe. You connect and you'll know when these things are coming out. I do feel like this work that I'm offering is really transformative. It's really life-changing. I honestly cannot imagine how my life would be if I didn't have these tools that I know about. This stretching my body, this opening my mind, this deepening my breath, my compassion and self-love and acceptance for myself gives me acceptance and love and compassion for you. And so I really do want to shout it from the rooftops. What I'm learning and what I've been learning in the last 10 years that I've been doing this work. So again, yama. So this is our fourth yama. We've talked about ahimsa, which means non-aggression. We've talked about asteya, which means non-stealing. We've talked about saucha, which means cleanliness. And today we're talking about brahmacharya, which translates into pretty much God's consciousness. So, and I know God is a sort of scary word for some of us. So we could think of like connection to our divine, or some people feel like God is when you're out by the ocean or you're out in the rainforest. It's just that connection to something bigger than you. Your higher power is what we would say for those in recovery. That's right. So Brahmacharya is this awareness that there is a right way, right? A path for you that feels aligned and in your own facing the man in the mirror, knowing that it's the right thing for you. We've talked a lot about beliefs versus this knowing. Brahmacharya is this deep knowing. And not everybody understands that they have a deep knowing. So perhaps my saying that to you, you're like, well, deep knowing. I've got beliefs, but what's deep knowing? That's what yoga does, is it gives us a space and time set aside so that we can go beyond the chatter of the beliefs, the chatter of the intellect, the chatter of the mind, to drop down into this, what is this? What is this going on? So Brahmacharya, God's consciousness, basically means a moderation of senses, right? A moderation of senses, everything in moderation, including moderation. And so we could talk about whatever we're doing in our sensual lives, right? Our sensual lives. Maybe it's our sexual life. Maybe it's our passionate life. Maybe it's in our eating. Maybe it's in our whatever lights you up in your senses. It's moderating that. And so for us right now, I'm really thinking about moderation of what you're taking in with all the fake news and the social media and the chaos of COVID and all the things. How much are you taking in? Do you need to moderate that a little bit? Or how much are you drinking? We've been talking a lot about a lot of folks are struggling with their alcohol intake, their alcohol consumption. Are they problem drinkers or are they full-fledged alcoholics? And where is that line? Can I still control it, or have I lost that control? Moderating on that. Moderating. In some of the older texts and maybe even the older teachings 10 years ago, this was known as the celibacy. You had to be celibate in order to practice brahmacharya. And that's not my understanding or the understanding of my teachers. It is moderation. And in terms of that, it's like, are we just going out and just spreading the seed and spreading our sexual lives with lots and lots of partners where we're not really holding our own integrity? It doesn't even feel like what we know to be true, right? We don't know that these experiences are deepening our awareness of self or anything like that. Then that's what we're talking about with the celibacy, maybe having one special partner, right? Or maybe changing the way you're viewing your lovemaking with several partners so that you're using the time in a way that sits in God's consciousness. Okay, so moderation is what we seek. Moderation in the way we put things into our gaze. Are we watching a lot of violence? Right? Are we listening to a lot of violence? Are we eating things that are junk? Right? Are we sitting around smelling, I don't know, garbage? I don't know, like what are you putting into your senses? This Brahmacharya is moderating what's coming in so that you could be sitting in your deep knowing. Now, if you want to dive deeper, then the inner circle group is for you. If you are a woman or you identify yourself as a woman, I have a lovely group, the women's group, Monday nights and Wednesday nights you can pick, or Wednesday afternoons you can pick. We are doing this work in real life. So we're not just talking about Brahmacharya, we're actually cleaning out the junk drawer. We're actually looking at what our diet consists of. We're actually looking at how we are showing up in our intimate relationships. We're doing it in real time. So if you're interested in joining the inner circle, I'd want you to reach out to me and we'll do a quick call and see if it's right for you, see if it's a matchup, and you can jump right in on a monthly program or a yearly program. Or if you just want to explore your physical body and your physical breath, please consider my online yoga classes. Keep your light on. And we have classes on Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. And there's classes for all levels. People from 70 years old with osteoarthritis to people who've just had babies. And classes are for you. Yoga will always meet you where you are. Okay. All right. We have one more yama tomorrow we'll be talking about. It's about hoarding. And then next week we'll talk about the niyamas. If you have anything else that you want to chat about, please reach out, innergazeyoga@gmail.com, innergazeyoga@gmail.com. And I am here to serve. I am here for you to chat for just a couple minutes if you want to, or to dive into a deep full coaching call. I have people who hold space for me, and I'm holding space for you. So just reach out. All right, deep bows to you all. May this work be of benefit to you. Namaste.